Okay, to make a Femisphere, which is what I'm going to attempt to do, I'm starting off with a block of wood, which is 70 millimeters square, and I want to put this up onto the lathe and turn it down to around about 65 millimeters in diameter. But before I do that, I need to split this piece down the middle and then glue them back together with a piece of paper, a paper glue joint, glue them back together before I put it onto the lathe to turn it. So I'm going to take this across to the bandsaw and split it down the middle. I've also got okay, so that's the the block, the 70mm square block, split in half now. What I need to do now is to put a centre line, making sure you keep these the right orientation, and it's really important that you've got two pieces exactly the same size at this stage. So I'm going to put a centre line now in each of these pieces. So I'm going to measure in 35 millimeters. Little triangular file is just notch out either end, so that when I actually mount it onto the lathe between the centres, I've got a point to allocate the drive pin on the lathe. So between centres, obviously because it's only going to be a papered glue joint, there is a tendency when you tighten up the tailstock that might actually separate the joint. So you don't want too much pressure on the tailstock when it's between centres, but those little bits there will just give you a little bit of leeway there and help you line it up, and hopefully will prevent it splitting open. So these need to be glued up now, so I'm going to get these glued up, and then once they're glued up, while I'm waiting for them to dry, we'll use it. Okay, so there I've glued up the two blocks. I've been particular to make sure that I get the points lined up at the ends, so that it makes it fairly simple to mount between the centres. And I'm going to put that to one side now, and just go on to make a template to form the Femisphere cove when we turn it. I'm just going to sand that off around there, and so quite important that bit that we use that as a template, so keep that handy, don't lose that piece. And right, well, that's the block is now glued up. I've give that a good sort of 24 hours for the glue to go off. That should now be ready to put up onto the lathe and to start to turn the Femisphere. So we'll go across to the lathe now, and we'll get that mounted up and start to turn. Okay, so that's just got the block turned down to 65 millimeters in diameter. So I'm just going to put a little tenon on this end so I can actually put it into the chuck, which I think will just give it a little bit more stability when we start to shape it. And we'll tend to grip the end of the piece, which hopefully will mean less chance of the glue block the glue line breaking. So just going to put a tenon on the end of that, and then we'll okay, so let's put the tenon onto the end of there. Just before I swap over the chuck, I'm just going to mark on here just the approximate centre line here, so we can actually mark out the position of the so that's the centre line. And I want the edges of the Femisphere to be 4 millimeters, so I just need to go across the centre line there, just 2 mil either side of that, just to give us a guide to the and then we can actually start to do some shaping. Well, I've taken the piece off the lathe now, and I've turned it down, and I guess it's now the moment of truth, really, to see whether the actual dimensions I've got. I've still got a little bit of waste on the ends of these, which I'll trim off afterwards, but the joint has just started to come apart there, so in some ways that's quite handy, because I can just get a knife into there now and hopefully this will pull apart, which it does. So that was the piece as it was turned, and what I need to do now is just spin that round and marry up the best I can with those edges there. Like I say, there's a little bit of waste on the end of these, just on the ends there, which I can take off, but actually the joints actually come up quite well, really. I'm quite pleased with the way they've come up. So I just need now to clean it off a little bit, glue it back together in the new position, and then give it a little sand up, clean up all the way around. I'll just re-glue the joint. I'll take the paper off, clean the paper off and re-glue it together, and then we'll give it a little sand up, and then that'll be the little Femisphere completed. I'm quite happy with the way it's turned out. It's a fun little project. It serves no purpose really, other than just being a little novelty that you could perhaps put on your desk. But it's you know, it will run in a fairly straight line. So yeah, I think it's quite amusing really. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll probably just give this a little bit of lacquer or something over the top when I finish sanding, but you could paint them, which would be quite nice if you know, painted them different colours. I'm going to probably leave this natural, and just finish up doing a bit more sanding, and then give it a coat of lacquer. So there we are, one little Femisphere completed. A nice little fun project to do. There are some variations of these which I'll probably give them some time and have a go, and I'd probably like to make one slightly bigger, which might have been better to do something a little bit bigger as the first one. But I did one of these some years ago, but really forgot how to do it, so I had to do a little bit of research, but I've enjoyed doing that. It's a fun little project to do, as I say. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did and you've not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to push the little notification bell, and you'll be notified as and when I upload new content. And push that thumbs up, and also share if you wouldn't mind. So as I say, thank you very much for watching. Okay, just before I go, I just wanted to give a shout out to 4 Woodworks, who've kindly sent me a sticker from Ontario in the United States. They kindly contacted me, and we've done a sticker swap, so very much appreciated. Thank you for that. And go over and check the channel out, and have a look and see what they've got on their channel. I'm sure they've got some really good stuff. Well, I know they've got some nice videos up on their channel, so check them out. 4 Woodworks. And if anybody else would like a sticker, please just message me on either Facebook or Instagram, and we can perhaps do a sticker swap. So there's plenty of room on my board. I've got 2 boards, one behind me, I've got another one over there. So there's plenty of room for stickers, so if you want a sticker swap, please get in touch. So and as for the little project we've just completed, the wibbly wobbly, as my grandson calls them, there it is, a little Femisphere, and that's quite fun to do, and hopefully you enjoyed watching that video.